I have to ask about this mass surveillance. Why wouldn't Secretary Hegseth say, no problem, we're never going to use AI at the Pentagon to conduct mass surveillance of American citizens? You've been the number 2 over there. You're now gunning for the number 1 job, up for confirmation. To your knowledge, is the Assistant Secretary role of Homeland Security, do you have any programs currently going on involved in the mass surveillance of American citizens?
Senator, I can't speak to the specifics of that meeting with Secretary.
No, of course not. I'm not asking that. Just for you. You've been in the number 2 job. You're in the seat. Don't deflect. To your knowledge, the purview of the position you're trying to get, is there any mass surveillance programs of the American people going on right now in that assistant secretaryship?
To my knowledge, Senator, not within that assistant secretaryship. We focus on policy
That's
writing.
That's fine. I want the answer to be no. I'm gunning for a no. I want you to say no. Are you aware, and can you confirm that it is illegal under U.S. law for the Department of Defense, and particularly intelligence community assets, to surveil or target American citizens for their views?
Senator, I'm not intimately familiar with the exact language in different statutes. I would always defer to the Office of General Counsel to make sure any policy advice that we provide is lawful.
Okay, it is the law, right? The National Security Act of 1947, and then everything that came out of Watergate. American citizens don't want to be surveilled by their government. You do criminal activity, go for it. You should be brought down. But mass surveillance, targeted surveillance of domestic terrorist organizations is a very sensitive subject that you're going to be in the hot seat for. So I would offer that instead of just deferring, you should get to know the law really quickly, because you're going to be asked at some point whether the actions of this government are okay by you. And when it comes to targeting American citizens, using assets of the intelligence community, using AI to surveil American citizens, I want you to answer no, that you will uphold the values that I hope we all share, which is that the US government should never target its own citizens. Department of Defense especially should be focused on foreign threats and the things that are coming at us from abroad. Yours should be focused on cyber threats, things that are important to protecting American citizens, not surveilling our own people.
The U.S. government is demanding a private company allow broad usage of their AI product to do things that they, as Anthropic, do not want to be a party to. A new kind of concentration of power is emerging in the AI era. It isn't an accident that this power is being concentrated. Who ends up on top also won't be an accident, because the federal government is now fully connected to tech in every way. Federal government under Trump is rolling out unbugged policy, as if it is a tech company itself, testing their beta version before all the bugs have been worked out. Using private planes to shoot down drug boats in international waters, using signal chat to discuss highly sensitive war plans, fast-tracking ICE training, unredacting victim names. Pete Hegseth, head of Department of Defense, is demanding Anthropic loosen and largely remove safety protocols so its technology can be used for mass surveillance of U.S. citizens. And also, they want to allow the Pentagon to use Anthropic's AI product for autonomous lethal weapons in war. The owner of Anthropic, Dario Amodei, has been very clear about his hesitation with the use of AI in these 2 specific categories of deployment. First, autonomous lethal weapons systems operating without meaningful human oversight, a human in the loop, could have deadly consequences. There's reporting that during simulation, AI agents use nuclear weapons 95% of the time. Amodei does not believe any AI is fully capable of behaving as a human would, and wouldn't he know? Do we want to learn by making mistakes, working out the kinks, beta testing when it comes to nuclear bombs? Second, the use of AI systems for mass surveillance of domestic civilian populations is illegal, as we know it today. We have already lost all privacy with every connection to the internet. Our own home cameras are now on an arm of the federal government. Ring, through Amazon, has contracted with the federal government to use our outside cameras for policing. But how long would it take Hegseth to want to see inside our backyards, inside our homes, if a camera is connected to a cloud that Amazon owns? How long would it take them to say it is for national security, which is their excuse to trample the First, Second, and Fourth Amendments? The company Anthropic has framed these limits as ethical guardrails meant to prevent irreversible harm and abuse of power using AI tools. Hegseth argues that AI systems contracted by the military must be available for all national security purposes, and that company imposed restrictions could limit operational flexibility. So it's a fancy way of him saying he wants to do whatever he wants to do and not be told anything otherwise. Anthropic is making the right call here and has the law behind them. DoD officials warn that if Anthropic does not agree to revised terms, the company could face contract termination or designation as a supply chain risk, which could damage its ability to do business with the federal government. I'm guessing Dario Modi and thereby Anthropic are fine with losing the contract over these two very important misuses of AI. But to designate them as a risk, that part is illegal. How can they call them a risk and also say they must allow full range use of their product? If a company is a risk, wouldn't the argument be to shut down the company altogether? They just want to force a company to cater their product to the customer, and that is not a legal demand. I hope that the courts hear this case and make the right call. But I also hope that Elon Musk doesn't slide into this contract as a willing partner with the federal government for money no matter the risk. Not only are autonomous lethal weapons of war a bad idea, in general and for all time, it's an even worse idea for Elon Musk to spearhead, as he couldn't even get Teslas to be self-driving with a person available behind the wheel. The accidents reported have been horrendous, with the human driver pressing the brake pedal just to have the car speed up instead. Musk has reportedly told GROK to ignore facts, but instead say what Musk wants it to say. Musk has proven himself to corrupt truth, and he can never be allowed to control nuclear weapons. Mass U.S. civilian surveillance is a slippery, unethical slope by the largest and most expensive federal agency, the black hole that is the Pentagon. The NSA already gives cover for every spyware program created since 2002. They are already using every tech tool available to them to spy on us, from the flock cameras on roads, watching and collecting details about our movement on the roads. They purchase social media data and email data. They contract with Amazon to see Ring cameras. They use retina scanners, facial ID software. Apple has a lip reading program. How long until they are prosecuting people for saying something anti-American from inside our home? After seeing your lips move behind a window or listening to an Amazon's Alexa, we really are being watched all the time. It isn't cute that we can talk to friends or family about wanting to have Italian dinner, and then we get Italian food ads on our Facebook feed. It isn't cute that our cell phone can see a product, and now that product comes up on the sidebar of our Facebook page. AI systems have been placed in our emails, in our private chats, in our social media feeds, in every aspect of our digital world to teach AI everything it knows. And now that data will be funneled to the Pentagon? No. The DOJ is now formally requesting that Apple, Google, and Meta turn over personal information, location data, and accounts that talk shit about ICE. The tech giants are on the front line between us and our government, who mean to take our constitutional rights to privacy. Amazon, Meta, Google, Microsoft, and Uber all gave Trump $1 million during his inauguration. Zuckerberg and Tim Cook also gave Trump their personal money. This does not bode well for our right to privacy. It is no surprise that then Americans are turning to foreign social media companies. We don't know if they have our best interests at heart, but we know that Trump does not. In a sprawling 38-page, 20,000-word essay, The Adolescence of Technology, Confronting and Overcoming the Risks of Powerful AI, published in January, Anthropic CEO talks about bioterror, autocracy, labor upheaval, and further wealth concentration. He goes on to say that nobody inside the AI race can be trusted to slow it down, even if the risks are enormous. He and his 6 co-founders have pledged to donate 80% of their wealth to avoid the wealth concentration inevitability in our future and the repercussions on society, including giving $20 million to a political group campaigning for more AI regulation. He's doing that as an AI company. In 2025, an estimated $550 billion was added to the net growth of U.S. tech titans. Why is our government pushing for this? Why are they threatening, demanding it even? The answer is clear. They wish to use it against us, to control us. And I'm with Dario.